India and Pakistan rarely agree on anything. But surprisingly, this time they are standing on the same side together against the United States. The reason? A controversial statement by Donald Trump, demanding that America should get back the Bagram Airbase in Afghanistan. This demand has united not just India and Pakistan, but also China, Russia, Iran, and the Taliban, all opposing America's plan. So, what exactly is the Bagram Airbase story? Why is it so important, and why has it suddenly brought all rivals together? Let's break it down. To understand this issue, we first need to know what Bagram Airbase is. Bagram is Afghanistan's largest military airbase located in Parwan province, around 60 kilometers north of Kabul. It is well connected to other key cities like Kandahar and Bamiyan. The base was originally built in the 1950s with the Soviet Union's help, at a time when both the US and the Soviet Union were competing for influence in Afghanistan. During the Soviet-Afghan War, that was 1979 to 1989, Bagram became one of the Soviet Union's main bases against the Mujahideen fighters. After the Soviet withdrawal, it turned into a front-line zone during the civil war between the Taliban and the Northern Alliance in the 90s. Then came 2001 and within the September 11 terrorist attacks in the US. America launched the war on terror and Afghanistan became its first target. Bagram Airbase was one of the first locations captured by the US and British forces. America poured billions of dollars into upgrading the base, turning it into a massive high-tech military complex. It had 2 runways, each more than 3 kilometers long, capable of handling fighter jets, bombers, transport aircrafts, and drones. Thousands of soldiers, contractors, and intelligence officers were stationed there. It even had hospitals, intelligence units, and detention centers. For nearly 2 decades, Bagram served as a symbol of America's military power of Afghanistan. But things changed under President Joe Biden's administration. In 2021, the US decided to withdraw all its troops from Afghanistan, ending its 20-year military presence. We all remember those chaotic visuals: helicopters evacuating people from Kabul, crowds at the airport, and the Taliban taking over. When American forces left, the control of Bagram Air Base was handed over to the Afghan National Security Forces. But soon after, as the Taliban seized power, the base also fell into Taliban hands. Now, fast forward to September 21st, 2025. US President Donald Trump made a surprising statement. He said, if Bagram is not returned to the US, bad things are gonna happen. In simple words, Trump was demanding that the Taliban hand over Bagram back to America. He warned Afghanistan of serious consequences if they refused. But the Taliban immediately rejected this demand. Their chief spokesperson, Zabiullah Mujahid, said, Afghans will never allow their land to be given to anyone under any circumstance. That was a clear no to Trump, and it triggered a wave of strong reactions across the region. Around the same time, a major diplomatic meeting was taking place in Moscow, Russia, called the Moscow Format Consultations on Afghanistan. It was attended by representatives from 10 countries, including India, Pakistan, Iran, China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Russia, and even a delegation from Belarus joined as a guest. On 7th October, they issued a joint statement without naming Bagram Airbase directly, but the message was crystal clear. It said, Attempts to deploy foreign military infrastructure in Afghanistan and neighboring countries are unacceptable. Such actions do not serve the interests of peace and stability in the region. That single line sent a strong signal, a united stand against America's return to Afghanistan. Now, here's the most surprising part: India and Pakistan, two countries with a long history of rivalry, agreed on this issue. Both countries join others to oppose America's idea of regaining any military foothold in Afghanistan. For once, New Delhi and Islamabad stood shoulder to shoulder in defense of regional sovereignty. It's rare to see such alignment, but it reflects a shared concern. Neither India nor Pakistan wants Afghanistan to become a foreign military base again, especially one controlled by the United States. So why is everyone so against Trump's demand for Bagram? There are a few reasons. First, regional stability. Any return of American forces could reignite conflict and extremism in Afghanistan. Second is about sovereignty. The Taliban and neighboring countries see it as an attack on Afghan independence. The third one is geopolitical interests. Russia and China want to keep the US influence away from Central Asia. And when we talk about fourth, it is a shared security. India and Pakistan, despite their differences, both prefer a stable Afghanistan without foreign troops stirring up tensions again. As of now, the Taliban remain firm. Bagram belongs to Afghanistan. The US under Trump's pressure campaign is unlikely to get it back easily. Meanwhile, regional diplomacy is active. Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi is expected to visit India soon for talks, another sign that the Taliban wants international recognition and dialogue. The Moscow-format countries are also planning further consultation to maintain regional stability. So here's where things stand. Donald Trump wants Bagram Airbase back. The Taliban says never. India, Pakistan, China, Russia and others stand united against US interference. In a world full of rivalries, Bagram has unexpectedly brought old enemies together, at least for now, but the bigger question remains. Will this fragile unity last? Or will Afghanistan once again become the battleground for global powers? Only time will tell.